Hi, I'm Dr. Kelly Kessler, and I am the host of the podcast, Rewiring Health. This podcast is devoted to giving you expert information around nervous system regulation, subconscious mind reprogramming, and a variety of health topics so that you can optimize your life. Stop feeling burnt out, overwhelmed, in pain, and start living your life where you can remain successful without compromising your health. Today is my 90th episode, and starting next week, I'll be launching my countdown to 100. So for the next 5 weeks, I have so much exciting stuff that I want to share with you. I'm going to repost some episodes from past guests that were absolutely amazing. And what's really exciting is I have over $1,000 in giveaways that I'm offering for you to win each week. So definitely stay tuned for the next few weeks, because it's going to just be exciting as I get down to my 100th episode, which is just incredible. And I'm so grateful to have this platform and to have connected with so many amazing people and just share so many amazing insights into helping you move your life forward. So definitely want to check that out. Stay tuned. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any of those opportunities to get in the giveaways. So there are incredible courses, clarity calls, coaching. I mean, just awesome stuff from amazing people that I'm just so excited to share with you. So let's get down to the episode today. This is something that has impacted me absolutely so deeply, and it's self-sabotage. So as a perfectionist, high achiever, there are things that we do that maybe we don't even realize we do that are self-sabotaging us and our health. And that was something that I have dealt with in so many aspects. And I want to share with you some of those things that we don't even realize are sabotaging our health, but we think that are helping us. And so as a high achiever perfectionist, we're often praised for being so disciplined, determined, going after what we want. And while those are incredible assets and traits to live with, we also have to recognize, what is it doing to us internally? Like, we have all this external achievement. Maybe we've gotten the job we desire. Maybe we have the paycheck we want. Maybe we are striving for the next promotion. But what is the cost of that? And unless we really dive into the impacts of how is it affecting us? What is the stress level that we're living with each and every day? What is our health like? Do we feel that tension in our body? Do we feel like things are just not functioning the way they should? Do we feel off? And are we sacrificing things that are really incredibly hard to come back from? And so this is what I want to share with you, that there are some things that we may not even recognize are going on, that we are sacrificing and compromising in the name of achievement. And the first one I want to share with you that is self-sabotaging our health, that we may not even realize is exercise. So it may sound crazy, because exercise is a great way to achieve stress relief. It's really great for our body. But as a high achiever perfectionist, ask yourself, are you over exercising? And that's where it becomes an issue as far as our health. So often, and I've experienced this in my life, is that there's all or nothing. It's like 5 minutes of exercise is never good enough. Like, we got to do the full half hour, full hour, go hard, push the intensity. And then it finally feels like it was enough for us. And that was something that I struggled with, is that I would always push it to the next level so that I would get that fix, feel like I did enough, and feel like it was admirable enough for the level of achievement that I think is appropriate. And so I want you to ask yourself, are you exercising to the point that it's pushing you further and further and further? Are you constantly driving your body further and harder in the name of getting that fix and feeling like you did enough? If that is what you're doing, it's actually self-sabotaging your health. So the reason for this is that when we exercise excessively, especially when we're in a stressed state, which is often the case of when we're achieving perfectionist mindset, when we're in that mindset and we have those tendencies, we're already in this heightened stress response. So when we add on exercising excessively, we push our system even more into that sympathetic response, which is that fight, flight, freeze. So our stress response is even higher. So we have a higher baseline because we're living in chronic stress. So when we push our bodies to the next level, we're even pushing our system even further, which is further perpetuating the complications and the implications of living in a stress response. So while exercise in moderation and gentle connection exercise, where you're really getting in touch with your body and just moving gently, is beneficial, if you are pushing yourself at the gym, going more weights, more reps, running harder, more miles, that kind of exercise, that type, is going to really push your system more into a sympathetic response. So I want to clarify that exercise absolutely is beneficial for stress relief, but again, it has to be the right type of exercise. So if it's one that you're connecting with yourself, you're gently moving your body, really coming in touch with yourself and recognizing the needs of your body, that is tremendous. But if it is that type of exercise where it feels like it's never enough, you have to go harder, grind harder, then ask yourself, what is the purpose of doing this? Why am I doing this to myself? And is it serving me? Number 2, foregoing sleep. So this is one of the ways we sabotage our health when we are high achiever perfectionists. So we are the queens of lists, and we love to be able to check things off, cross things off at any cost. And especially if you're a mom, if you're running a business, if you are working hard to move yourself up in your job, whatever it is, you are structured. You are trying to achieve a certain goal, and you are goal oriented. You will do what it takes to get to that point. And often what gets sacrificed is that own self-care. And part of that is getting enough sleep. So we end up burning the candles at both ends, where we are constantly grinding during the day, maybe getting up early to take care of things. And then at night, maybe we're still doing stuff. Maybe we can't relax because the sink is full of dishes. Maybe we can't relax because there are clothes on the bed that we need to fold. And so now we start taking away from the relaxation time at night and the sleep time at night. And sleep is absolutely crucial. I mean, it's no mystery how great sleep is for you. And it has tremendous benefits for our brain health, for cleansing our brain, for allowing us to reprogram our minds and allow us to have relaxation, get back into a more parasympathetic response. There's tremendous benefits to sleep. So if your high achievement perfectionist tendencies are really cutting into your sleep, again, ask yourself, how is this serving me? Is this serving me? Why am I doing this? How can I change this? And really recognizing that maybe it's affecting your health for the cost of achievement. So are you compromising your health for the cost of achievement? Next one is not accepting help. So this is something that I have dealt with my entire life. It is still something that I am working towards. Again, this is a work in progress, but I was the queen of doing things myself. And I felt like if I accepted help, it was a sign of weakness, that I was not good enough to do it myself. And that is a terrible limiting belief that I am still dealing with, but have lived with most of my life. And so I would always take on more than I really should, spread myself thin, not seek out help, not accept help, and just feel like I can do it. I'm fine. And just continue to spread myself thinner and thinner and thinner, even though deep down I was not okay. And so if you find yourself struggling to accept help, again, that's another way that we are compromising our health. While as a high achiever perfectionist, you can do amazing things and you are capable of doing a lot of things for a lot of people and taking on big challenges. There comes a point where you need to start to help yourself by accepting help. And this is a really, really tough hurdle to overcome, but it is absolutely essential to start to allow people in to help you in ways that you need it. And again, this is not easy by any means, because there's a lot of limiting beliefs that are there, but just start bringing awareness to yourself. Are you someone who has a really hard time accepting help? The last way we sabotage our health in the name of high achievement is putting self-care and personal development on the back burner. So again, this is something that when you're a perfectionist, you tend to be a people pleaser too, and you tend to feel like you can do everything and you have a hard time saying no to anybody. So what happens is that you take on a lot, constantly take on a lot. You're doing extra things for maybe your kid's school. You're doing extra assignments at work. You're taking care of things at the house. There are so many things that require your attention, your energy, and your time. And in your head, you recognize that there's a lot, but you're like, I can do this. I'll figure it out. I always get it done. Somehow I always get it done. And while that may be true that you always get it done, at what cost are you getting it done? So a lot of times there's fly behind my head. A lot of times it is in the name of putting our self-care on the back burner. So taking care of everything and everyone else before ourselves. And it is also putting that personal development on the back burner. So maybe you recognize that you're in a place where you want to start to change your beliefs, want to start to change your routine, and you recognize it's not serving you, but you push it off waiting for that perfect moment for when you actually have time and energy to deal with it. Or maybe you recognize that your routine for your own self-care is not great. Maybe you're getting up, you're getting on your phone, you're feeling like you're reading the news, you're feeling down about that. You're stressing about finances, you're stressing about taking care of your kids, taking care of everything that needs to get done at work. You're always stressing about everything. And then you get to the end of the night and then you just lay there awake because you're still in your head thinking all these negative thoughts and you can't fall asleep. And so you recognize that you don't love this pattern, but again, you continue on with it because there's a demand for you. Everybody needs you to be at your highest caliber. And unfortunately, that self-care takes some energy to invest in. And that energy gets poured into everything and everyone else. And often we leave whatever scraps are left for ourselves. And that's really when we start compromising ourselves, compromising our health. So again, 4 ways that we self-sabotage our health in the name of high achievement and perfectionism is 1, over-exercising, 2, foregoing sleep, 3, not accepting help, and 4, putting self-care and personal development on the back burner. I can say in my life, I have done every single one of these for far too long and felt the impacts of my health. And I've shared my journey through this podcast and on many other platforms, but I struggle with an eating disorder. My health was compromised there. I struggle with chronic back pain because I did this. I ignored my needs, never honored myself, took care of everything, stressed out about everything, having to be perfect and get done and spreading myself thin, always being there for everybody else. And I suffered in the name of chronic back pain and panic attacks. Experience anxiety throughout my life because of that too. So it does not come without a cost. And while I know I've been there and it's an ongoing process, we feel like we're almost like superhuman and that we can take care of it because we always have. We've always been able to get it done. And while that, again, that may be true that you may be able to get it all done, what is it costing you? And start looking at yourself like, are you feeling joy every day? And if you are and you're getting everything done, that's great. Stick with it. But if you're feeling like you are getting drained gradually, if you're feeling like you are running on fumes, if you're feeling flustered, overwhelmed, in pain, tense, and just all the emotions that feel like you're just low or maybe shameful and guilty because you feel like even though you're doing all this, it isn't enough, then it's time to start looking inside and recognizing what needs to change here in your heart, what needs to change here in your head, and how can you start to cultivate an elevated energy within yourself so that now your outside world can mirror that. And for me, that was the biggest game changer in my journey, that once I started prioritizing myself, my own self-care, my own worth, and I started elevating myself, my environment changed. I had less tolerance for things that were draining me. I started to seek out opportunities that would lift me up and build me up. And I was more present and a better listener, a better communicator with my family, my kids. When I elevated, I actually became better at all the things that I worried would suffer if I took care of myself. So I want to share that message with you because I know I'm not alone. There are so many women out there and men who are high achievers, are perfectionists, striving for that goal, the end goal, striving for the external world to change that they can feel finally fulfilled. But we have to fulfill ourselves first before we can seek things out externally. External will never fill that void of what we have lacking within ourselves and what we desire, what we need to fill it. So again, if you found value in this, please share this with someone who could also benefit from it. And I'm just so grateful for you for being here today and listening to this. And again, for next week, starting the countdown to 100, please join me and get in some of these amazing giveaways that will be up and with some amazing guests that I've had on here. So thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day. If you've connected this episode and want to work with me further, you can get on the waitlist for my Revitalize program, where you learn to create new energy, new success, and a new life. Stop letting stress impact your health by learning how to regulate your nervous system, and stop letting your limiting beliefs impact your success by reprogramming your subconscious mind. Grab the link in the show notes below. Thank you for spending your precious time to listen to this episode of Rewiring Health. My mission is to inspire hope and healing through science-backed practices. If you found value in this, please share with 3 people and leave a review. By doing so, this message can be spread to those who need to hear it most. Also, to get updates on the most recent episodes, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for being part of this community, and I am forever grateful for you.